The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark. Jesus said to his disciples, "In those days, after the time of distress, the sun will be darkened, the moon will lose its brightness, the stars will come falling from heaven, and the powers in the heavens will be shaken. And then they will see the Son of Man coming in the clouds with great power and glory. Then too he will send the angels to gather his chosen from the four winds, from the ends of the world to the ends of heaven. Take the fig tree as a parable. As soon as its twigs grow supple, and as these things happening, as leaves come out, you know that summer is near. So with you, when you see these things happening, know that he is near, at the very gates. I will tell you solemnly, before this generation has passed away, all these things will have taken place. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will not pass away. But as for that day or hour, nobody knows, neither the angels of heaven nor the Son, no one but the Father." The Gospel of the Lord. Today I have news for you. On the 12th of December, it's going to be the end of the world. 21st? Or 12, they say. 12, because it's happening like this. 12. It's going to be the end of the world. Someone said, the prophets of doom announce very often. We remember in the year of the foundation and opening of the Millennium Chapel, 2000, the year 2000, it was also supposed to be the end of the world. And sometimes we start believing these prophets, and we forget what Jesus has told us to do, even though difficult to understand, as Jesus was, who was never very clear, except of one thing, about love. Love each other, as I have loved you. That was the most clear of all the messages. But all the rest, it's all very hidden. In fact, even today, we hear giving us the signs that we can look for. At the time, scientific research was not known about the beginning and the end, beginning of the world, more than the end of it. But then he goes on to say, heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will not pass. And then he continues, but as far as the day or hour, nobody knows it. No one knows it except the Father. So there is no way of predicting the end of the world. No one knows. And we do not need to bother about it. Why bother? Why be afraid? We are living in a beautiful world that God created. We are part of it. We have a responsibility on this world. When it finishes, it's not of our business. And we don't care when it might finish tomorrow. I finish another 2,000 years. But it is very important that we remember the responsibility that we have to keep creating this world, which is not finished yet. God has started it. but it is still evolving. It is still being created. It is not perfect, and it will not be perfect here on earth. But we are part of creating this world, our own world and that of the universe we live in. So we have our responsibility, and this is the most important thing. What is my responsibility? My responsibility is of seeing that I respect the creation that God has made. First of all, human beings. Respect myself and respect others. And then all the creation around me. These are the sins that we commit now, not the petty sins that each individual does, but the structural sins that exist in the world, of injustices, of pollution, of ruining the creation, of destroying what God has created. These are the structural sins that we need to fight and find solution, not to continue in the destruction of the world that we are living in. And then, of course, the responsibility of bringing love and joy to the world. This is what Christ has brought to the world. This is what he came for, to bring us life. He said, I will give you life and life to the full. So those who follow Jesus, they will find life. They will find fulfillment in their life. They will find love, which is the most important thing that God has given us. And so this is the message that we receive today as we renew our own baptism vows, the greatest gift after life that we have received, the faith that we all have, this grace that we are going to install now as being the first part in their pilgrimage of faith that they are starting. This is what we renew now. And while we renew it, we also say to God, thank you for this life. Thank you for the faith that you have given us. And help us to preserve it and help us to renew it all the time and bring your message to the world where you live. I ask you now to read this prayer that we have on the screens together before we proceed to the baptism. Preserve me, God. I take refuge in you. My happiness lies in you alone. You are my portion and my cup. You yourself are my prize. I keep you ever in my sight. Even at night you direct my heart. With you at my right hand I shall stand firm. And so my heart rejoices. My soul is glad. For you will not leave my soul among the dead, nor let your beloved know decay. You will show me the path of life, the fullness of joy in your presence. Right hand, happiness forever.